We got here at 6:05 and it was packed. Like, you know, at least 3/4 of these people were already here. There's more than a rocket launch. People sit for a rocket launch for 4 hours, so being here an hour early. Quite a few bikes. Quite a few bikes. The first evening without Martin Tower. I wouldn't be able to see it from here anyway. Even if it did exist, I wouldn't be able to see it. But it's just, it's a thing, it's a feeling, it's a time. I didn't even know Martin Tower that well. Other than taking photos of it and stuff, but it feels like you lost something. Even though I haven't seen the site since this morning, I worked all day. The weird feeling in my gut could also just be that I'm exhausted because I had like 4 hours sleep before I got up at 5:30 or whatever to watch the demolition, but exhaustion, worked all day. I did actually eat at work, but I think it's one of the things where you eat and then you become more hungry than if you didn't eat. Anyway, I'm biking to go get dinner for me and Lydia. Howdy, it's hey Google, what's the time?
8:55.
It's 20:55 on the 19th of May 2019. I almost said 2015 because
That's the last time you vlogged?
Probably.
Shut up, Google. No one's talking to you.
And
Sorry to hear that. Okay, now I feel bad. I'm sorry.
so this morning Martin Tower came down.
Murdered.
Murdered. Just what's that thing? Like, he didn't have a fair trial. I've lived in Bethlehem since in the Lehigh Valley since 2013, and Martin Tower has always been a beacon to Bethlehem, and just kind of like, it's like it's taller than the PPL. That's always the comparison they make. I don't even know anyone that like talks about the PPL building other than the fact that it's like in the middle of Allentown. But I always saw Martin Tower and was just, I was never around for when it was still functioning. I think 2005 was the last time people were in it, or businesses were in it. I may have to do more captions with this because I may not get my years right and stuff. But
you can ask my dad.
Hi, Dad. How's it going? Welcome to the cameo of Dad. Should I put a little picture of him in? It's been interesting. Like yesterday, the video I made yesterday, walking around the tower and stuff. Interesting to see it. I tried for the last 2 or so months to try and get. I saw people of the media, like IG Bethlehem. I don't know if that's media. I think she works for a company that does media stuff. I asked a bunch of people, like, how can I get up the tower? I want to do a 360 at the top, that kind of thing. Because I saw a lot of people going in, part of the media, doing tours and stuff before it was getting taken down, like a month or two ago. And no one seemed to be able to hook me up, which was a bit of a bummer. I should have really done that a long time ago. I know there was I saw photos of an Insta meetup in 2014, but I never knew about any of this stuff back then. I really didn't have any friends in Lehigh Valley back then. In saying all that, that's just kind of my experience with the tower. It was always something, it's like you're driving down or you're biking along, which I would bike a lot and stuff, down around, and you would just come up upon it. Like you'd be like, oh wow, I'm at the Lowe's and there's this giant building next to me. Whereas like if you're at the wrong angle and stuff, trees would obscure it. Even over at Montecasey Park, like some of the shots I did yesterday, like if you're at the wrong angle there, a tree would be covering it, even though it's relatively close. But you can see it from very far away, from Nazareth, like from the Indian Tower Nazareth and stuff. I got some shots of that the other day. And I've been really excited to see a lot of people getting shots from different angles all over the Lehigh Valley in the past week or so. And even of the demolition too. There's a lot of good angles of it today. Good shots that people took. So we went to the Lehigh Lookout and we got there, it was like 6:10 or something in the morning. And it was packed already. It was at least 100 people there already. And then when it was at its peak, there was probably a good, I'm not good at estimating crowd sizes, but like 200 or 300. Something like that. What do you say? Yeah.
I look at a bag of like 100 crickets and I think it's like 40. It's bad. It's really bad. Bad with numbers.
So, but there's a large amount of people at the lookout. The optimal spots were taken early by big tripods and stuff. So I actually went across Mountain View Drive up onto that hill, and there are quite a few people up there by the time I decided on that spot. But I think that was like good because you got a large wide view of the valley. I think a little bit of the hill-to-hill bridge, most of Bethlehem, and the tower smack bang in the middle. I was watching some of the footage before, and I like what I got. I mean, a lot of everyone's footage looks the same. People that were down on like the 378 entrance and whatnot. It's this weird feeling of like losing someone, losing something, but it's I didn't even know it that well. Like it just was there. Yeah, but you kind of I don't know, you just feel it in the air.
It's a sense of loss.
Or is that the dust?
That could have been the dust. But it's a sense of loss on a smaller scale and maybe with less significance. But it's like if they just decided to take down the Statue of Liberty. That would affect almost the whole nation. That would affect the world, I think.
French would be mad.
Wasn't the I don't know history.
They gifted it to them?
Was it the French?
I think it was the French.
I know it's a gift, but I can't remember if it was the French or not, but I think you're right.
Our knowledge of anything is just nothing.
Very limited. We don't know
We've had like
history, we don't
4
know
hours sleep.
We don't know crickets.
And then maths.
Maths.
Well, that's how you say it in Australia.
Well, Australia doesn't know English.
They just had an election, know nothing about it.
There's even a sense of loss, like, even if you don't like a certain president, when an old president passes away, there's like this sense of loss. Like humans just acknowledge death, even if it's in symbolism.
An inanimate object.
Yeah, but it's a symbol.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But it's a good symbol. For most people, it's a good symbol. A lot of people didn't like the tower. They thought it was just an eyesore. But a lot of people had many good memories attached to it. You look at that side of the valley and be like, that is Bethlehem. That's where Martin Tower is. It's an awesome steel tower. It's cool, but now it's gone. And it was like somewhat of a death for some people's memories. And maybe like you're really big on nostalgia. So maybe when people looked at it, there was always a rush of nostalgia that people would get. And now there's going to be nostalgia and sadness at the point that it's dead.
It's interesting. Some people that didn't know about that it was going on, like one of my co-workers a couple of days ago, I was like, I'm going to go watch Mountain Tower. and then I'm gonna come straight to work, and I worked all day, and they didn't even know what was happening. Some other guy, a customer, came in today, and one of my other coworkers, we were talking about it, and they're like, I don't understand why people clapped. And I was like, I didn't expect that either when I was sitting there watching it with all my cameras set up and stuff.
Clap?
I think you did.
I clapped because it was like, yo, wow, it actually
Like,
that was done, but I was like sad.
Didn't, yeah, like
I lumped my throat a little bit.
Yeah. It probably more of a clap in the sense that like, yay, we didn't kill anyone, like debris didn't come flying.
Yeah, like, oh, wow, we did it. That's sad.
Yeah. Humans go humans.
Or it's more like the entertainment factor.
Yeah.
After you're entertained, you clap.
Yeah.
Because it was entertainment.
But one of my coworkers made a good point. Like, did anyone clap with the Twin Towers and stuff? I don't know. That's a bit of a different. Well, it was an inside job and stuff. So.
Oh well, okay. So you weren't there. Well, I told you, but in our first spot at the Lookout when we were, I didn't feel like moving because I was tired. But there was a little kid that was behind me. He was probably like 10, and it's like one of those kids that like knows a little bit too much, and they don't really stop talking, and like no one's really holding them accountable for talking.
There was a guy who did a live stream. I think they were.
I think that was the same one. But the kid, because there were helicopters going around like doing the news and stuff on the tower, and then the kid was like, "Wow, this is like 9/11. This is like."
And they probably weren't even alive then.
Yeah, like this is like September 11th, 2001. With all the planes and the helicopters around and the towers coming down. And I hear a pause. And then I hear, did he just say that out loud? And he's like cracking up. And I figured that was the father. And then like anyone who like heard him was like cracking up. So everyone took it pretty well. But like,
yeah,
that was pretty funny. Because like, you know, as a kid. And he's like just correlating like tower coming down.
Yeah.
Did it the.
Kids say the darndest things.
They really do though. For Martin Tower, they are doing like a shopping strip now, which is stupid.
Yeah,
like they
shops are.
We need something else. Windows. Like we should do something really aesthetically pleasing, but they can't even like widen 22, so they're not gonna do anything else.
They can't even fix the potholes down the road here. It's like the whole of winter they just get worse and worse. We were coming down Mountain View Drive, and bang, you see the steel stacks right in front of you, and I was like, oh, a great shot. And I've never been to that cemetery that's kind of the hill cemetery or the one that kind of overlooks the steel stacks, but I'm guessing that would have been a great shot. It wasn't on any of the listed like good outlook spots to go to watch the demolition, but there must have been someone there that took a photo. I'd love to see a photo of that because with the steel stacks in the foreground, add some depth. If you had a telephoto lens, it might be just a little bit out of focus. With the tower crumbling down kind of thing. You probably wouldn't have seen the base of the tower. But that would have been a pretty cool spot.
My dad just said, it was weird driving down 8th Avenue without seeing the Martin Tower. Yeah. It is weird. Like, even my dad is like, that's a response. Like, it is an emotional response to be like, that's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. There's a feeling, there's a loss in this Lehigh Valley right now.
I wonder if it's also one of those things where it's like, we're now old. Because, like, when I go back to Sydney, I went back 4 years after I moved here, and a lot of things have changed. Like, I noticed, like, big trees that are missing, like, in the streets that I lived in and stuff, or like, the local mall, it has a whole new extension and stuff like that. And it's like, it's not necessarily, like, back in my day kind of thing, but it's just like it's watching, I guess, evolution happen. And I don't think I mentioned in my vlog before, but I think I was kind of thinking that there is a lot of like life and death like in construction. Little roads get built and then that's not enough and they have to build a highway, and bridges come down, bridges get built and things like that. Like it is a little weird for the coming down part. A lot of this stuff won't last forever, and they do really well at maintaining stuff. Supposedly infrastructure in America is just crumbling and everything's gonna break in 10 minutes. But
quick, get the shot. Everything's gonna break in 10 minutes.
Sydney Harbour Bridge, like big bridges like that, they take seemingly good care of, but like, and then in my lifetime, we're probably gonna see I don't know, like...
In your lifetime, you saw the Civil War, you saw World War I, World War II, Vietnam War.
I mean, other than like autonomous cars and all that cool stuff and more rockets to space and that kind of
the
thing.
Greeks versus the Romans.
We're probably going to see like a lot of things have to come down and be rebuilt. And
Bastille Day.
like, probably... Wait for the thunder? It's very similar to the sound of a tower falling.
Yeah. Just go outside.
Yeah, okay. So that's, kind of our thoughts on Martin Tower Demolition. Kind of just want to add something to the rest of the footage that I have for today. Oh dear. This is my hand being demolished. Any other... I'm trying to think if I've had any other thoughts, but it is going to be probably weird just riding around.
The storm's not going to last forever.
Not having it there. The pile of rubble just looks really small and sad too. I mean, like the pile of rubble of... I mean, the Twin Towers were far taller, so it's probably comparative, but it's just like you see I don't know. I'd like to go maybe visit the pile of rubble at some point. If it's not being removed quickly, I don't know. Okay,
sure.
Let's go. Okay, that's our thoughts on Martin Tower. May ye thrive in peace. I don't know, what does a tower do when it's dead?
Live in people's hearts forever.
Live in people's hearts forever. LIHF.
You forgot the P.
Oh dear.